the big talking point tonight then? This UGC versus Delhi University battle which has been brewing. Are we literally looking at a debate which is caught in politics? And join me tonight to answer that big question, people frankly who are associated with that debate on all sides. Here in our studios, Professor M.M. Ansari, member of the University Grants Commission, former Chief Information Commissioner. Rudashish Chakrabarti, he's a member of the Executive Council of the Delhi University Academic Council, also Assistant Professor of English at Kirorimal College. Dr. Rajesh Jha, Assistant Professor, Delhi University, he's also a member of the Delhi University Academic Council. Professor Pushpesh Pant, well-known columnist, academician, and someone who has his own view. And we're also being joined by a student of Shri Ram College of Commerce from Kolkata. Welcome to all of you on the program. Professor Ansari, I must begin with you. Since this debate is being now pitched as a battle which is brewing between the UGC and the Delhi University, this decision of implementing the 4-year undergraduate program was taken in 2013 by the Delhi University. Was the UGC sleeping over this past 1 year? Suddenly you woken up, sir?
Well, it is not correct to say that the UGC was sleeping on the whole matter. The fact remains that the then government under the UPA had provided the tacit support, and accordingly the university authorities at various levels had taken a systematic decision about the implementation of this program, and certain formalities were to be completed to harmonize the FYUP program with the entire education system. But unfortunately, because of the political and the parliamentary logjam, and because of the many aspects relating to the misgovernance of the previous government, many of the formalities could not be completed. But in the meantime, we had the Delhi election, we had the national elections, and then certain political elements, some of the associations from the teachers and the students.
So what has changed? I want to know, sir, what is it that's changed between 2013 and 2014?
The political change.
Now that there are directives which are being issued by the UGC.
The reason is, the earlier government did provide the complete political support for doing it, but certain elements of, the legal aspects could not be completed because of, the kind of misgovernance which the previous government had. But now with the change in the regime, this government has now directed under section 20(1) of the UGC Act to direct the university.
So would you then admit, Mr. Ansari, that all that has really happened, and that's why I was asking this question at the outset between 2013 and 2014, that the UGC also, like any other political party or public authority, is swinging with the tide? Yesterday, your boss was the Congress party, you were towing the Congress line. Today, your boss is the BJP, you were towing the BJP line. What exactly is the UGC doing then, sir?
Well, you have said it.
You're admitting it. Very good. Yes. You're admitting it. Okay. So therefore, Dr. Jha, the point is that while Mr. Ansari is being very candid on the program, he is admitting that the UGC is nothing but a political pawn.
It is clear to everyone who knows the acts of the UGC and the act of the Delhi University, and he is seasoned professor, so he is quite clear about it. And sir has said that UGC is taking plea that we have to harmonize, like you cannot run 4-year course.
Right.
What it has written on 1st May 2013. While the duration of the program may vary from university to university and even within the university, it is the UGC.
This is the UGC response.
Yeah,
but Mr. Ansari is already admitting. He's admitting that he couldn't have done anything else because he perhaps was being asked for. He was being asked by the Congress government. He was being asked by the HRD minister, perhaps, to say precisely this.
So they have surrendered their autonomy. We cannot surrender. We are for Delhi University's autonomy. If any university's autonomy is transgressed, if any university's autonomy is attacked, you know the condition of the universities in.
What is this
I
about?
don't want to name. Once Dr. Rajendra Prasad went to Calcutta University.
Yes.
Now the people from Bihar, they are not, even people from West Bengal, they are coming to the university.
Mr. Chakrabarti, bottom line is that there are people today, there are students, Mr. Chakrabarti, who've already been enrolled for this 4-year undergraduate program.
Yes.
Now I know that there is a section within the university which is celebrating this directive which has come from the university. But please tell me, sir, what happens to the fate of all these students who've already been enrolled for that 4-year course?
First and foremost, a response to that, it's not a happy day for the university at all. Due autonomy is indeed very important. But autonomy cannot become an alibi for misgovernance and creating courses which are so patently unmarketable. One of the biggest, much touted so-called virtue of this course has been that it is supposed to harmonize with the market. The biggest proponents of the market especially editorials in Economic Times, in Business Standard, you take any reputed newspapers who are big votaries of the markets and the corporate sector, they have given a thumbs down to this course.
Right.
That is first. Secondly, autonomy, Delhi University has surrendered much before. They meekly surrendered on the issue of NAC. If university was so clear on autonomy, then why did they agree to NAC? And especially in such a diverse with a federal structure which university has, is NAC an appropriate mode of accreditation and assessment? Secondly, on various issues related to university on essential qualifications, there's a Supreme Court judgment of 1994 that while autonomy is within the purview, the university's purview vis-a-vis autonomy is on its academic and administrative policies, it cannot violate the national policy on education, it cannot violate the government's order on reservation, it cannot violate on issues related to financial matters.
Right.
And why it's very conveniently university would invoke autonomy when it has to bulldoze, steamroll its will. You can go and ask students.
So wasn't
and
this a
teachers.
question, Professor?
No,
Professor
in the
Jadhav,
past-
wasn't this a question of the Delhi University Vice Chancellor, as is being suggested by many, perhaps in cahoots with the HRD Ministry at the centre, decided to simply bulldoze this decision?
No. Whatever it was done, even we expressed reservation at that time. I am a teacher activist and I am elected member of the Academic Council. We expressed. But once it has been adopted by the statutory bodies, Academic Council, Executive Council and the University Court, then it's the course of the university. There is a rule. Our university has been created by the University Act 1922.
Right.
The Act itself provides how you can take the admissions, how you will teach, what will be the course curriculum. So you tell me, where is the locus standi of UGC to direct us? It is totally illegal. And whatever the clippings you are showing,
Right.
that a teacher who is Dalit activist, who writes in favor of 4-year program, the mob is behaving like a victor force. What is the place for academics?
Sure. Yeah,
In
you
academics,
want to respond.
Yeah, I want
you
to
exchange the ideas.
Yes,
You are
yes.
beating the
I want to
teachers.
respond to this
You are
particular
beating the
incident.
because the
Yeah.
illegal directives are coming from the UGC.
You say
which
it's
has-
illegal, but let me also correct you, because while you talk about Supreme Court judgment, I also happen to have a copy of a judgment which was delivered by the Supreme Court on the 25th of February 2009, and this actually lays down the role, the profile of the UGC. The Supreme Court says very, very clearly the distinction between a formal system and informal system in the mode and manner in which education is imparted. Provisions of the UGC Act are binding on all universities, whether conventional or open. Then there's another judgment, 19th of September 2013. And listen to this, Professor Jha. UGC as an expert body has been entrusted with the duty to take steps as it may think fit for the determination and maintenance of standards of teaching, examination, research in the university. For attaining the said standards, it is open to the UGC to lay down any qualifying criteria which has a rational nexus to the object to be achieved. Now, my point to you is this. Mr. Ansari at the outset says that I couldn't have done anything. I'm simply a political puppet. That's what he's admitted. Now, if he's admitting that he's a political puppet,
this UGC is,
but that doesn't
this
take away
UGC
from the
is
fact
behaving.
that
This
doesn't take away
UGC
from the
is
fact that the
behaving.
UGC indeed has the right
And
to take a decision.
UGC itself has accepted that they are doing
Bhupendra, I
it
want to respond.
under the direction of the central government. So it's a political move.
No,
Another
but what,
thing,
I'm not getting it. You're saying this is political move. Mr. Ansari is saying, listen, I'm just a political prisoner. What happens to the students? Students are out on the streets.
No. You just
I want to respond
Just
to
tell
all
me
these.
one thing.
Yeah.
If the act provides you how you will make the course curriculum, where you can, by order you cannot do it. There is a
No,
statutory.
so what's your point? You're saying since the 4-year undergraduate program has been adopted, let it be. Now don't change
No,
it.
I'm not saying.
Then-
let it be deliberated in the statutory bodies. UGC orders
Sir, but
are
you've
not
taken this
applicable.
decision. My point is, why have this deliberation, this consensus building? Once the decision has been taken, you should have done this consensus building much earlier. Professor Chakravarti.
First point, I want to respond to what Rajesh said about today a teacher being beaten up. I think that's a shameful exercise.
We must
it's indeed
condemn it.
condemnable,
Sure.
and that is an action which I think is a conspiracy to derail the entire discussion from the actual issue, that is the opposition and scrapping of FYUP. It's clearly a conspiracy, and any such act will not augur well for the health of the university. That's the first point. Second point, as a key stakeholder as the students are concerned, Mr. Chaubey, there are currently 60,000 students enrolled in FYUP already who will come in their third semester, and there are 60,000 students approximately who will possibly take admission this year. They are the biggest stakeholders. You go to the existing FYUP students and they will tell you horror stories about the way the course has eventually transpired.
Pushpesh Pant, come into the debate, and I listened to these two very...
And, sir, the third point I want to make is about the puppet. The point made that today it is acting as a puppet, and earlier it was a political decision earlier, this time also is a political decision. UGC acted like a political puppet in 2013.
Cannot make one right.
No,
earlier it was
we are
done
not
wrong,
advocating
so
that.
we will do it
What
again.
What is
What
happening in
right
the
now?
process is
Any
a
intervention to the
consistent
UGC
opposition,
autonomy will be
a consistent
opposed.
opposition
Fiercely.
to this
You know,
program,
academics should not
to this
behave like
particular
politicians.
four-year undergraduate
Academics should
program
not behave
has
like
been
political parties. This is not a Congress versus BJP debate,
Absolutely.
but Pushpesh
We
Pant.
are not going
But
anywhere in this debate, Bhupen.
Yeah, Pushpesh Pantji, my point is, sir, that while I listen to these very diverse points of views being expressed by two gentlemen, what happens to the students? Who am I really to be blaming in this case?
It's not an insurmountable problem, Bhupen. I think the way you have quoted the Supreme Court judgments, the Delhi University Vice Chancellor has obviously transgressed his legal jurisdiction. I think, and it is the ignorance and arrogance of the former Education Minister, Mr. Kapil Sibal, combined with the supine behavior of the UGC, which has resulted in this mess. I don't think we are going to get away from this, but I think if the UGC now is in a position or asserting itself, has found its will in the spine to correct a mistake, it should be allowed to do so. Whatever one is viewing in the TV channels, whatever one is reading, the students by and large had opposed the scheme when it was introduced, continue to do so today. And I think going back to a 1922 colonial establishment of the DU and claiming autonomy, suddenly becoming independence conscious, I think is ridiculous. I think it is a clash of ego of a Muhammad Tughlaq-like Vice Chancellor and a gentleman who then presided over the HRD ministry, who had losses which were notional and whose own quixotic ideas about education have resulted in this mess.
Professor Pant, while you accuse Mr. Singh,
which deserves special treatment either in terms of autonomy or worried about the fate of the students.
But Professor Pant, while you accuse Dinesh Singh and you accuse Kapil Sibal and Pallam Raju of the previous government, fact is that this 3-year course was removed. Now there are students who got admitted for a 4-year course. What happens, sir? While I'm talking to you, Professor Pant, look at the state. Let me just explain to you. Sir, hold on. Let me just tell you. Look at, sir.
By trying to say that political masters then wanted this thing. So I think the best was created by Mr. Kapil Sibal, Dinesh Singh, and Pallam Raju. I did not even would like to mention because he was there for a short while. He was not directly responsible for this. But I think the people primarily responsible for the mess should be named, and I think there's no question getting into abstractions about what happens to the fate of 40,000, 60,000 people descending on Delhi from all corners of the world. I think Delhi University has survived with enough students putting pressure on its resources, and Delhi University cannot claim autonomy for itself and none for the colleges, which is a federal structure.
Okay, let me get a student voice. Ashutosh Poddar, student of the Shriram College of Commerce, is joining us. And Ashutosh, it's rather interesting that your college has now gone back on its decision of releasing its cutoff list, which it decided to do that just as I was starting the program, and now I'm hearing that SRCC has withdrawn its decision to announce that cutoff list. Now this is the state of affairs where a college itself doesn't know whether it should be announcing its cutoff list or not. Ashutosh, what is the morale of the students? How will this entire debate between 3 years, 4 years, this battle between the UGC and the Delhi University, how will it affect students?
So I think the first thing that I must say, it's shameful to see our teachers behave like spokespersons of political parties. The real issue at concern over here is that of the students, it's that of an academic matter. But having said that, let me make a few points. Firstly, I don't think that you can misinterpret autonomy of the Delhi University as a garb under which the Vice Chancellor can practice his autocratic policies and can implement them. I don't think that's a fair interpretation of what you mean by academic autonomy. The second point being, much has been talked about the Academic Council ratifying this. I'm no lawyer, but in pursuant of the limited powers that are actually enjoyed by the Academic Council, I do not think that they can exercise these limited powers and grant themselves the unlimited power to take whatsoever decision that they want, which can even tantamount to a transgression of UGC directives. I think the all universities in this country have to operate within the broad principles and framework laid down by the Universities Grant Commission, and it is unprecedented to see the Vice Chancellor of a university actually go ahead and defy these directives which actually force the UGC to write directly to college principals. And secondly, sir, I think the much talked about 4-year program has not received enough attention in this debate. If we even talk about the course content, let's say, if you see the amount of course, I'm fortunately in the 3-year program, and as a BCom honors student, I can tell you that the amount of commerce that I'm doing purely in terms of teaching hours is actually more than the amount that my juniors will be studying if this continues. So I don't think that is reform by any standard. Secondly, if you look at the foundation courses which have been brought up, which are 11 out of the 50 total subjects which are there, these are inane dumbed down versions and inane dumbed down courses which by no stretch of imagination is fit for a university student who has actually worked hard, crossed his class 10 and class 12 board examinations, and by getting high marks has actually got admission into Delhi University.
Right.
Take the foundation course on information technology, for example, which teaches students how to use Bluetooth, how to connect a scanner to a computer.
Right.
I'm sorry to say, but for the current generation of students, this is as good as teaching them as how to breathe.
No.
And it can only be reform and progress from if you...
No, that I may not entirely
operate
agree with
under
what
the
you said there,
assumption
Ashutosh,
that the
because there is also there is an India there which we often
so
not talk
just one
about.
sec, and-
There is, but your point is well taken, Ashutosh, and I also sometimes wonder that why should someone who's interested in studying political science in first year of college, if that person has already given up mathematics in the +2 level, why should that person be subjected to studying mathematics again at the level of college? But Mr. Ansari, while you were so candid in admitting at the beginning of the program that you are a political pawn, what happens to the other side? Now, Dinesh Singh is going to the extent of converting this into a political game of sorts, where he's trying to get allies for himself. Can Dinesh Singh be sacked by the UGC in light of this judgment that I've just read for you?
Well, the UGC cannot sack
He's the
anyone.
Vice Chancellor. Can he be removed from his position?
No, the UGC
There is no
cannot do it.
provision.
There is no provision.
No
No, there
provision
is
in
no
that.
provision. If it is to be done, it has to be done by the visitor
By
and
the
the
president.
government. By
Since
the
he's in a
government.
position of
of
the
course.
president. Does
Of
not
course,
talk
course.
of removal.
But what is important is to look at the future of these students, because on the one hand, I mean the UGC and the government clearly has asked for scrapping the 4-year program. At the same time, they have been asked to go for a 3-year program, which has now been buried already. Now the university system has to take certain decisions to revive the 3-year program first, and also see to it that this program is scrapped.
No, but how
now,
will it happen?
This requires considerable preparation, and at the same
Yes.
time decision-making processes
Yes.
are
Sir,
involved,
you say
and
that you-
has to be taken at the university
So now you're
level.
saying that even the 3-year program, if you have to go back to the 3-year program, you are saying that it requires considerable preparation. Mr. Jha here is saying that if you have to remove 4-year program, you need to have greater consensus building,
No, I'm
greater
not
attention.
saying the
I mean,
act of the
everything is now
act
coming
of
in
the
hindsight.
parliament says. Act of the parliament
Sir,
says.
but you should have thought about this much earlier. But let me just get a parent's thoughts. Let me
UGC
just
is
get.
sending the letters.
This
I'm
is
not,
about,
I'm
okay,
not
this is
doing
about
it.
students, and this is
Look,
about
BC
parents.
may come and go, but university has to remain.
Right.
Our autonomy has to be protected.
Mr. Chaubey, I would
like
like
the
to speak.
act. Just I will take one line.
Sure.
Section 30 of the Delhi University Act. 1922
autonomy is
provides
there to
how
protect
you
the
can
students of
frame
the
the
university,
curriculum.
and that clearly is not
If
happening.
if you want to direct, how will you adopt?
You see, but
you
look at
will
what
have to go
Ashutosh
to
is
the
saying.
statutory
Look,
bodies.
Ashutosh's point is well taken.
Yeah.
He says, as a student, the autonomy which has been invested for the Delhi University is autonomy meant for the welfare of students, not to create greater confusion. But
No,
Lawrence
no,
D'Souza,
I agree.
Hold on, Lawrence D'Souza, parent, is joining me from Mumbai. Lawrence, as you're hearing these arguments being made here by our panelists, and there are very strong pro and anti voices, what do you, as a parent, think about the state of affairs which is now unfolding in Delhi University?
Yeah. Hello.
Yes, Mr. D'Souza, go ahead.
What these great sages on the panel are doing is they are throwing my boys in a conundrum where they may not be able to get out of it because of their political ends. I think so. Most of these guys who are teachers should abstain from politics and do the basic thing of teaching. I heard one of the principals saying in your 6:30 show that the 4-year course was introduced to give the skills to the students. Even after 6 years of studying in a college, I don't think the student achieves any skills. They can't write a simple letter.
Right. Okay, so your point is that the teachers need to behave less like political spokespersons that we were seeing and focus more on the education.
Most of the teachers today are telling the students to get onto the field and burn everything.
No, but okay, thanks for your point, sir. But Rudashish, look at the state of affairs of the Delhi University.
The aspect of the debate has been those students already admitted under the FYUP program.
That's precisely the point. That's precisely the point which I'm raising, Ashutosh. Just precisely the point about I'm raising throughout the program, that what happens to those who've already been admitted and in a program and in a university where you anyways have such shortage of teachers. I was looking at figures of 2012 and they are pretty shocking figures. Out of 9,000 requirement of teachers,
half of them are on ad hoc basis.
Half of them are on ad hoc basis, and there's nobody who's talking about these.
I would like to respond to that first. You know, it is absolutely undisputed that the current FYUP batch needs to be given relief. They have to be, if the FYUP is scrapped and 3-year program has to come, they has to given core competence, and that is the directive. That means they must get an honors degree in 3 years. That is non-negotiable. Second, who has invited this mess? Neither the teachers nor the students, who have been victimized by this particular anti-student, anti-teacher program. So that accountability has to be fixed. Third, autonomy cannot become an alibi for the autonomy of only the vice chancellor, and by completely sacrificing teachers and students. So that also needs to be taken care of.
Okay, joining me now, since you talk about fixing accountability, I do have a Congress spokesperson now who's joining us on the program. Amrita Dhawan is joining us live. Amrita ji, the constant question being raised here is that the Congress party and your former HRD minister, Mr. Sibal, along with the Delhi University Vice Chancellor Dinesh Singh, simply rushed through this decision of implementing this FYUP program. How are you going to reach out to students like Ashutosh who are now wondering what will be their future, since they've already done 2 years and they don't know whether this FYUP program now will be in existence or not?
Ashutosh is not a stakeholder. It's only the first year students who are.
We have to understand one thing. When BJP says, the HRD minister of BJP says that Delhi University is autonomous and I have no role to play in that university. So how can a minister of our time and then former minister can have a role to play? So let's not get into the politics of who brought and who did not brought. We have to understand one thing, that Delhi University Vice Chancellor cannot run this university at his whims and fancies. He did not consult and he did not properly consult student community, teacher community, administration before implementing this. He has a personal agenda, and we have to understand that public interest is more important than his private battle which is going on within the university than the UGC and Delhi University. More than the battle between UGC and Delhi University, it's his own battle which he is trying to fulfill through this 4-year program, because he thinks if it is going to be rolled back, something on his, confidence will be loosened that, Vice Chancellor has to take a decision back. No. But he has to come out of that private kind of a confidence.
Ms. Dhawan,
confidence cannot be taken by anyone.
Ms. Dhawan,
it is in the interest of the students to have 3-year degree course, because no university here, no central university here offers academic courses like commerce, humanities for 4 years and give degree in that name.
You are trying to shift the blame totally.
Cannot just run university like his own choice.
Ms. Dhawan, you are totally shifting the blame on the Delhi University Vice Chancellor, washing your hands off this entire 4-year undergraduate program. But let me now bring to your notice, ma'am, a copy of an answer which was given by Shashi Tharoor, Minister of State for Human Resources. And this was delivered on the 26th of April in 2013. This is a copy of his response which he had given in Parliament, ma'am. And let me bring your attention to what Mr. Tharoor says. Look into what Dr. Tharoor says. He says, and he's giving specific response to a question whether government has noted that there is internal discord within the Delhi University's management and faculty regarding implementation of the 4-year undergraduate program. Listen to what Dr. Tharoor says, Ms. Dhawan. He says, University has informed us that the 4-year undergraduate program has been approved of by an overwhelming majority in the 126-member academic council, and it has only 5 dissents. And then he goes on to say, the Vice Chancellor and the Pro-Vice Chancellor are convinced. The university has further informed us that it is fully prepared to launch the 4-year undergraduate program from the next academic session. Am I to understand that all these assurances which were being given to the government at the center, are you telling me the government just allowed everything to take place, allowed everything to happen because government thought that it has nothing to do with it?
Just add a small point.
No, I should just let Amrita Dhawan respond, Ashutosh.
No, today's HRD minister doesn't have a role in the decision making of the Delhi University. How can then minister had a role? I just want to know one thing.
He went
It's
by
about
the assurance
UGC
which is
to be
given to him by
proactively playing
by
that
Mr.
role.
Singh.
UGC did not play proactive role then. It has played now because
Same
of the
Dr.
consistent
Tharoor,
and
same
continuous
Kapil
protests and
Sibal,
demonstrations
everyone
by the
always
student
talked
community in
about
the
how
university
this four-year
and the teachers
program is
under which
Dhawan.
pressure UGC had to play that role.
Ms. Dhawan, for a very long time, your ministers were talking about how this four-year undergraduate program will bring in more professionals in the market. It will impart better skills to the people. Now, rather surprisingly, that the going is tough for you. You're telling me that the Congress has nothing to do with it at all.
There's a factual incorrectness in that.
Yeah, well, one second. Amrita ji.
No, I'm just saying that when this was implemented, Vice Chancellor ensured us, the NSUI ensured us that we are going to bring proper infrastructure, we are going to have proper resources, and after 1 year we are going to have a survey of this particular program. And NSUI has done proper survey and have taken a feedback from lack of students. Everybody is
Students aren't
against.
guinea pigs
All those
that you
stakeholders
take
who were in
surveys and
favor
then decide
then,
after
they
a
all
course
are
has been
against this
implemented,
program
ma'am.
now. Because once you see the implementation getting failed, only then you can make out whether the programs were successful or not.
Ashutosh,
In the
do you
beginning,
buy
you can't
this
make out such
political
things.
response?
But yes,
Okay.
there has to be a rollback. NSUI is totally
so
against
I'm
the
asking
program.
two points.
I'm very intrigued
And
now
we
by
want
this
this
position.
rollback to happen.
Amrita
If
ji,
you-
Amrita ji, you know,
if
I'm very
UGC
intrigued.
directions
Ms. Dhawan, I'm
are
very
not
intrigued by this
complied with
position
by
that you're
the Vice
taking.
Chancellor, Vice
Ms.
Chancellor
Dhawan,
should
Ms. Dhawan.
resign.
No, Ms. Dhawan, I'm very intrigued by this position that you're taking because earlier in the day when we spoke to former Minister for Information and Broadcasting and Congress's senior leader Manish Tiwari, he was trying to blame the present HRD ministry. He was trying to blame the UGC, that if the UGC had any problem, then the UGC should have raised it. Now you are saying Congress is actually very happy if this FIUP program was to be reversed, and because Dinesh Singh now, poor old Dinesh Singh now is the fall guy. But Ashutosh, as a student, do you buy any of this rhetoric, any of this political hyperbole which has been given by politicians?
So two very small points that I wish to make. Firstly,
I also
ma'am
want
spoke
to
about a
remind one
survey.
thing that Mr.
Let me
Palam
point out to her with
Rajuji, when he was the
utmost modesty
he
that the
asked
students
and
aren't
issued
guinea
directions
pigs,
to set up
that you
this
implement
committee
something and
to
after
review
a year
the
you take a
decision.
survey and decide what their fate will be. Secondly, to quote the then Minister for the then MOS for Human Resource Development, Dr. Tharoor, he actually went out to say that the Delhi University is setting a benchmark for the rest of the nation, and he described Delhi University as a pioneer. It was the then government that honored Dr.
I am not
Dr.
talking
Dinesh
here on
Singh
behalf
with the
of
Padma
Congress
Shri after
party.
the
I am
FIUP
talking here on
fiasco.
behalf of students,
So,
on behalf of
Ma'am,
NSUI,
hold on,
which has been
hold on.
constantly
No, one by
fighting
one.
against
Ma'am, the
No, no,
students
it's
do
not
not
about
require
NSUI.
sympathy,
Ms. Dhawan.
ma'am.
Rollback
Ms.
of
Dhawan.
When you were in
You
power, you
can't
did not do
equate my
anything.
Ms.
statement
Dhawan,
with
Ms.
the Congress
Dhawan,
party
Ms. Dhawan,
leader's
Ms. Dhawan.
statement.
No, I'll have
I'm
to
here
remove your
representing
mic.
as a student community.
Okay, may I just
who
ask
was
my
the
producer
university
just to please
president
lower the fader for Ms. Dhawan. Let Ashutosh respond. Ashutosh, you have your say because it's about the students ultimately.
So as I was pointing out previously, the previous government did support it, but now they have taken a complete U-turn. The NSUI, which was in power in the Delhi University Students' Union last year, did not take any strong action when it was happening. There were no protests whatsoever. Today you see them on the streets. It's good that some wisdom has come to them with retrospect. But nonetheless, the fate of the students who have already been admitted does hang in balance today. And it was the then government which actually gave a Padma Shri to the Vice Chancellor after this entire FIUP fiasco.
Okay, I want to respond to
Yes.
two things.
So,
First,
so it
submission
seems
by
today
Dr.
everybody is
Tharoor in
washing off their
Parliament.
hands
Either
with
he has
the
been
entire
misled
issue except the
or the
students who are
Parliament has
stuck.
been misled by the university because the date 26th April 2013 did not approve any of the courses. I am a member of
No,
academic.
this was, you see, it was not about that. It was this answer,
That
because
was
there was a
on
question.
24th
This
December
assurance has been
2000.
given by Dr. Tharoor very clearly on the 26th of April 2013 when Parliament may have been in
and
session.
the entire FIUP curriculum was passed on 7th and 8th of May
Which
and
implies,
27th of May.
which
That
implies,
means-
which flies
that-
in the face of the point being made there by Mr. Dhawan,
Yes.
that Congress party has nothing to do with it, because obviously Congress should not
At
have
that
given
time,
this kind of a
UGC
response.
informed us.
And
Everything is in
second
order.
point. Second point.
The MHRD has given
directions
affidavit
issued
in
by
the courts.
Palam
that everything
Rajuji
is in
to
order.
UGC to form
Now
a
the
committee
UGC is
and to
saying
review the decision.
there are problems. Look, who is to be blamed for this chaos? It is the present government along with the UGC. On 16th,
UGC admits that we are to be blamed.
so then why
Is that-
you want
is that
to
a
make
correct
Delhi University the
interpretation,
pawn of
Mr.
the
Ansari?
political pawn?
Delhi
Do you
University
want
has
us to
taken
be
all other
reduced to the
agencies for a
political
ride.
pawn?
No,
That
no,
I am
see,
asking.
I'm just wondering that are you already not a political pawn? You know, you are a political pawn, UGC is a political pawn, Delhi University Vice Chancellor
we
is a
have
political
taken
pawn.
the decision.
Everyone
through-
is a political pawn in this game.
No, we have to.
So we forget
have
about
to
the
go
students,
through
we
the
forget
political-
about their welfare.
No. We have to go through the political process. We have to be accountable. I am not saying it, but listen. You are saying saying that Supreme Court judgment is this. There is an act of parliament. It suggests that there is a curriculum will be done like this.
Yes.
If you say implement the order of the UGC,
Sir.
it will not be in consonance with the act.
Sir,
so anybody can go in the court and challenge it.
I've raised it at the beginning itself. I've raised it at the beginning of the
It will
program.
become
The UGC
illegal.
perhaps,
That I am saying.
The UGC perhaps was also sleeping throughout this 1 year, maybe because the UGC did not want to take on the political bosses. Now the political bosses, because there are different party political bosses, they've decided to settle their scores. Maybe for the BJP, which has come to power, and this was at the end of the day a part of the election manifesto for Delhi elections, that they would be reversing this. Well, that's what they've done. But Pushpesh Pant, what was this entire controversy about Pushpesh Ji? Because the more I look at analysis of this 4-year undergraduate program, the more I realize that this was a decision perhaps which needed to be deliberated upon much more than it was done. Was this just an attempt, Pushpesh Ji, by the HRD ministry to somehow try and cater to the Western interest, to the American educational interest, to try and bring Delhi University also at par with American universities?
Yeah, it's quite clear. I think it is a question of Mr. Sibal deciding in haste and the rest of the country repenting at leisure. I think and the teachers are divided because they think if the course is implemented, there will be more posts to fill up. And there is a trade union kind of a mentality which seems to have taken over some segment of the teachers community in Delhi. As far as the students are concerned, I think Ashutosh put it succinctly, very well, very articulately, that dumbed down courses prepared in haste, taught with half-hearted fervor, are going to botch up this scheme to become world class. This obsession of becoming comparable to the world class, and despite everything, none of the universities or schools have managed to get into any list, not even the Asian list, Indian list, whatever. And Delhi University is not even number one among the Indian universities in Indian list. Forget about foreign discrimination. And I think we are devoting too much time to university education in one single university. Let's worry about the school education in this country.
Which also, by the way, the primary education also happens to be in a state of mess, because you have a scenario where even your nursery school admissions haven't been figured out. But in conclusion, I wind up this debate. Pushpesh Pant says that we are trying to be world class. It shouldn't be that we end up becoming general class. My simple point in conclusion is this, that Mr. Ansari
But
says
one
that
last point I want to add into this.
hold on, Amrita ji. My point, sir, is this, Mr. Chakravarti, that
I
at the
just want
end
to
of
add
the
one
day,
thing,
hold
that
on,
in the
ma'am.
name of skill development courses and programs,
Yes.
they can't bring degree course to 4-year first. And if they really want to
the
bring
late
curriculum
realization,
in
no.
such a way
Why are
that
you
to
speaking
restructure
now? You should have
the
spoken
existing
last year.
3-year curriculum
You should have spoken
so
last
that
year.
it can fulfill
Amrita
the
ji,
needs of the market and
Mr.
industry,
Chakravarti,
and the employability
these
increases.
students who have
but
been
you cannot,
admitted,
you cannot
yes.
put this
Mr.
4-year
Ansari
degree course on
says
the
that this
students'
3-year course has also been buried. Now this 4-year course has been struck off by the UGC.
Yes.
What's going to happen in this academic session then?
In this academic session now, the colleges are going to start their classes from 21st of July.
Do they know which course will they be following?
Today it is 23rd of June. You have 28 days left. If courses could be approved in 2 days in the academic council in 2013, then relief can be given within 28 days. If you have invited this mess for yourself, for the students, then the university needs to get its act in order, and it must give relief to the students.
Mr.
That
Jha,
is not
what's
a
the
solution.
solution?
Second,
what's
one
the solution?
He is misleading. Not only academic
Chaube, I
council
want to say
approves,
something
you
else
have
also,
to
please.
get it approved by the committee of courses. It has to be approved by the faculty, then the standing committee. Look.
Get
Let me finish.
the records from the
Why
last
are you
year, and
misleading
how
on
many
the TV
hours
channel?
and how
Mr.
many
Jha,
days
at least
courses were approved.
I have a
In
book.
how many
I can
hours
give
and
it to
how
you.
many days
You
courses
can
were
see
approved?
yourself.
So what?
Everything is on the net.
So are you then saying
It will
the
take
only way out
around
is
1
to-
year, 1 year, not
1
less
year
than
to
that.
change the course?
Yes, new course.
So therefore you
Mr.
have
Chaube,
to stick to
And
the 4-year
within-
undergraduate
look,
program?
You are saying that
For
we
1 year,
must, we
Chaube,
must protect the
please allow me to respond.
interest of
One
the
second.
students. Like if we implement the order of the UGC without going through the statutory bodies, will it be legal? Will it not be disservice to the students? We cannot admit the
So
students
either
to
the UGC doesn't
illegal.
talk.
Defending
I would like
self-interest,
to
it seems
respond to
everybody
that, Mr.
seems to
Chaube.
remember all the laws and all the procedures
First
that
and
exist.
foremost, my learned friend here is saying it will take at least 1 year, from 24th December 2012 to 27th May 2013.
You want haste. You criticized earlier course for haste, another haste.
I am not advocating haste at all. What I am saying is the following.
No, okay.
If you could prepare courses
He
in 5
is advocating for
implement it in
wrongs
5
because
months,
wrongs were
prepare them
committed
in
earlier.
15 days.
That is
If
the
you
thing.
could do
Mr.
something,
Chau-
if you could do something in a short span earlier, your point is, but you know, I just want to bring in another student. We've heard from Ashutosh, who through the program has been taking this point. He's through the program has been making this point that listen, you cannot continue to look at the state of affairs in the manner in which you're looking at. But another
Exactly.
student is joining us on the phone line. Go ahead. What's your Arunima? What's your question to our guest here?
The question that I really want to ask you is that, number one, that both the decisions were very, very rash. The fact that they brought in the 4-year program so soon,
Absolutely.
and the fact that they are asking the 3-year program to, come back again.
Right.
So both the decisions are very rash. I feel that both UGC and DU should come forward and try and find a middle path so that the autonomy of both the institutions is not questionable anymore. So, like, the concentration should be on improving the 4-year program so that the foundation courses are relevant, the content is relevant to the major course that we all have, and unnecessary standoff situation should be
So
avoided.
unnecessary standoff situation should be
I just want to
avoided. That's the
respond
point
to
coming
that.
from Arunima. But Mr.
There's
Desai.
existing courses in place. They
Yes.
have to be readjusted within 3 years so
No,
that
but
students get
sir,
full
how-
It
you know,
cannot be done.
all this is
How
easier said than done.
retrospectively?
Mr. Ansari, all this is easier said than done. You know, this 3-year course versus 4-year course. He says 4-year course has to
No,
continue
no, no. I'm
for
not
another
saying
year
I am for
before
the
you
rule
change.
as per the rules. As
Because
per
it
the
could be
rules.
challenged. It could be challenged
Yeah.
in a court of law.
No, it-
Mr. Chakrabarti says it is possible. The
Well,
students are
well,
frankly
the-
left nowhere, sir.
Well, the question will, however, remain as to what will happen to the 1-year program. I mean, those who have already undergone, for
Has
1
the
year
UGC
program.
applied its findings,
Yeah,
sir?
yeah, that's the.
You see, what will happen is that if they have to be they have to complete 3-year program. The 1-year course that they have done is going to be a waste for them. The 3-year course will have to be now compressed within 2 years, and ultimately it is they who are going to be the sufferer of the whole program.
Okay.
That is something about
Let me
which
give the
one has to
final
be
word
concerned
then.
about.
Let me give the final word to you, Ashutosh, since it's about students and it's about
But
parents.
we have to understand that the courses under this 4-year program were not relevant enough, so this additional
Ms.
year
Dhawan, all I
will
can
not,
say is this, that all
so
these
if
right
one additional
comments and
year
all
is
these
due,
right notes that
it
you're
is not going
striking
to cost
are
to
being
the
struck a little
student.
too late in the day.
The
You should have
courses
thought
can
about
be
this last year.
adjusted,
You should have thought
curriculum
about
can
this
be
before your
adjusted.
government was
Delhi
voted out.
University is efficient enough to do
okay,
this.
just hold on, Ms. Dhawan. Ashutosh is having the last word because ultimately it's all about students, and I'm quite worried, frankly, for those who are already in Delhi University because it's not a good feeling. Ashutosh,
They
is
have
it?
been termed
when you
as
don't
guinea
know,
pigs.
when you don't know what
They have
lies in
been
store
termed
for
as the
you,
guinea pigs.
those who want to come into Delhi University do not know what's there in store for them. Those who are managing colleges in Delhi University do not know what's in store for them. And what do people like you, who perhaps are just about to graduate in another year's time, would be thinking then?
So I cannot imagine myself in a position that with admissions to come, with the admission list, with admissions to start tomorrow, I do not know whether I'm being admitted into a 3-year or a 4-year program, let alone finding myself in the first year of college with the university taking a retrospective decision to revert back to 3 years
Right.
or to continue with a 4-year program. I think that's a very pitiable state of Indian education, which has been politicized beyond redemption, it seems. And even to talk about the 4-year program on merit, I think it is a course which is inherent with contradictions. For example, just to give you a small illustration, a student who wants to go and study mathematics honors, who's done rigorous maths up till class 12, the Vice Chancellor, Dr. Dinesh Singh, feels that he still needs to build his mathematical ability and thereby study that foundation course.
Prime numbers.
But I think if it is being scrapped, the current 4-year program, it has to go.
Right.
It's unfortunate that realization has come in a year late, but it's good that it at least has.
Well, that's the whole point, and I'm afraid that at the end of the program, I can only say this, that it's never good. It's not a good sign for our country, for our educational system, to see teachers ending up taking positions on behalf of political parties. Now, I just hope that what we have seen today, where violence has also erupted on the campus of Delhi University, was just the very last episode, and hopefully all sides can sit together. The UGC can also perhaps try and guide and ensure that this entire situation
The
can be resolved at
environment
the
is
earliest.
encouraging the
environment
mobocracy.
has to be, the environment has to be.
It is encouraging the mobocracy,
I'm
where
trying
should
to
be the rule of law.
This
should
is
be
I
there.
just
started
hope-
by the present administration
I
who
just hope
who
that
has unleashed
democracy,
terror on students and
this present
teachers.
government business, all these can be resolved at the earliest because there are
Yeah.
several students,
And
there are
there are
thousands of
bodies there.
students
There are
who are
bodies.
trying to get into Delhi University,
Yes.
and look at the kind of debate that we're having. Thank you very much, gentlemen, and thank you, Amrita ji, for joining me on the program.
Thank you very much.
Well, Delhi University happens to be one of the most prominent universities of the country, and for this kind of a scenario to be unfolding in that university, and the government literally thinking in terms of looking the other way, is something which doesn't augur well for the university and for the students who wish to be in that university.